Massive wildfire emergency is unfolding across Washington state as fast-moving flames continue to spread through dry forests, forcing thousands of residents to evacuate while firefighters battle dangerous fire conditions around the globe. Thick smoke has turned daylight into an orange haze, highways are filling with emergency vehicles, and neighborhoods are preparing for rapidly changing conditions as strong winds continue pushing the fire front toward populated areas. The latest wildfire footage caught on camera is spreading across social media and television broadcasts, showing towering flames racing through dense forests, exploding trees, burning hillsides, and massive smoke columns visible for dozens of miles. Emergency officials are urging residents not to wait until the last minute, as evacuation routes can become blocked within minutes when wildfire behavior suddenly changes. The wildfire situation near Spokane has become one of the most closely watched natural disasters in the United States, as emergency crews respond to multiple fire outbreaks under extremely dry weather conditions. Local authorities continue expanding evacuation zones, while firefighters work from the ground and the air to protect homes, businesses, and critical infrastructure. Helicopters repeatedly drop water over advancing flames, while large air tankers release long lines of fire retardant in an effort to slow the rapidly expanding wildfire. Ground crews equipped with bulldozers and specialized firefighting equipment are constructing fire breaks in hopes of preventing flames from reaching residential communities. Residents describe terrifying moments as emergency alerts arrived on their phones, warning them to leave immediately. Families loaded vehicles with essential belongings, important documents, medications, pets, and supplies, while thick smoke drifted across roads and visibility continued to decrease.
And I cannot believe I'm seeing this.
Some people had only a few minutes to react before evacuation orders became mandatory. Others watched flames approaching nearby ridges as emergency sirens echoed throughout surrounding communities. The emotional scenes caught on camera reveal exhausted firefighters, anxious families, volunteers helping evacuees, and entire neighborhoods working together during one of the most difficult wildfire emergencies of the season. Meteorologists warn that hot temperatures, low humidity, and strong wind gusts are creating ideal conditions for extreme wildfire behavior. Every shift in wind direction can dramatically change the movement of the fire, making suppression efforts far more dangerous. Fire experts explain that spotting can occur when burning embers are carried long distances ahead of the main fire front, igniting new fires far from the original blaze. This unpredictable behavior forces emergency managers to constantly reevaluate evacuation boundaries as conditions evolve throughout the day. Breaking news coverage from CNN, Fox Weather, ABC News, CBS News, NBC News, Reuters, Associated Press, BBC News, and regional television stations continues following every development as new aerial images reveal the enormous scale of the disaster. Live helicopter footage shows smoke rising thousands of feet into the atmosphere, while satellite imagery highlights the rapidly expanding burn area. Fire officials continue providing updates as crews monitor changing weather patterns that could either improve or significantly worsen firefighting operations. The wildfire has already consumed large sections of forest, leaving behind blackened landscapes where wildlife once thrived. Animals are fleeing burning habitats in search of safer ground, while environmental experts warn that recovery could take many years after the flames are finally extinguished. Forest ecosystems damaged by intense heat often require extensive restoration efforts, and burned soil becomes increasingly vulnerable to erosion once seasonal rains eventually return. Firefighters remain on the front lines despite exhausting conditions. Working through intense heat, heavy smoke, and unpredictable fire behavior, emergency personnel rotate between active fire zones with little opportunity for rest. Protective equipment shields them from extreme temperatures, yet every operation presents new hazards, including falling trees, rapidly changing winds, limited visibility, and difficult mountain terrain. Their mission extends beyond stopping the flames. They are also protecting evacuation routes, power infrastructure, communication systems, and communities directly threatened by advancing fire. Residents arriving at evacuation shelters describe overwhelming uncertainty about what they may find when they are finally allowed to return home. Volunteers continue distributing food, water, blankets, and emergency supplies, while local organizations coordinate temporary housing for displaced families. Veterinarians and animal rescue teams assist residents bringing horses, livestock, dogs, cats, and other pets away from dangerous fire zones. Community support has become one of the defining stories of this emergency, as neighbors help neighbors despite facing the same uncertainty themselves. Videos caught on camera continue attracting millions of views online. Some recordings show walls of flame crossing hillsides with incredible speed, while others capture firefighters making dramatic last-minute efforts to defend homes directly threatened by advancing fire. Dashcam footage reveals roads disappearing beneath thick smoke as emergency vehicles race toward active fire zones. Drone footage provides breathtaking yet alarming aerial views of entire forests engulfed in flames, emphasizing the enormous scale of this natural disaster. Experts explain that wildfire intensity depends on several critical factors, including vegetation, terrain, humidity, wind speed, and temperature. When all these conditions align, fires can spread with astonishing speed, creating towering firestorms capable of generating their own weather patterns. Rising heat creates powerful convection columns that lift burning debris high into the atmosphere, allowing embers to ignite new fires far beyond established containment lines. This dangerous cycle makes wildfire suppression one of the most complex emergency operations faced by modern firefighting agencies. As night falls across Washington, the glow of flames becomes visible from great distances. Orange fire lines illuminate mountain ridges, while thick smoke continues drifting toward neighboring communities. Emergency operations continue without interruption as firefighters work through darkness using infrared technology, heavy equipment, aircraft when possible, and constant communication between command centers. Every hour brings new challenges, but crews remain determined to slow the fire before changing weather creates even more dangerous conditions. The situation remains highly dynamic, and emergency officials continue urging residents to monitor official evacuation alerts while avoiding restricted areas. Every new update reminds viewers how quickly nature can change familiar landscapes into disaster zones. Massive wildfire in Washington, Spokane Evacuation, wildfire caught on camera, breaking news, emergency response, extreme weather, forest fire, firefighters, smoke emergency, natural disaster, live wildfire updates, aerial footage, climate conditions, evacuation orders, rescue operations, disaster response, wildfire videos, firestorm, emergency crews, and dramatic rescue efforts continue dominating headlines as millions follow the latest developments from one of the largest wildfire emergencies of the season.
This is right off of...